Concern number 3, Nick Bosa. It's the best player in the team. It's the best player in the league, best defensive player in the league, and he had just a remarkable season. The consistency, week in and week out, to be that guy making the biggest impact on the defense. The last 3 weeks, he hasn't lived up to the standard he sets as the best player in the league. Yeah. 1 sack the last 3 games. I mean, against Seattle, no sacks, no quarterback, like no stats except for the fumble recovery, which was great. Yeah. I'm not saying he's playing poorly, but I'm just concerned that he's not playing his best and that something's wrong. I don't know what it is. I keep going back to the week of the Raider game. He didn't practice on Wednesday. They said he had an illness. He did not participate, came back the next day. They haven't talked about it again. But what was that? And ever since that day, I mean, he hasn't been himself. That could be part of it. The other part could be D'Amico. You're the best player in the league, and he only has 1 sack in the last 3 games. Yo, can you help him out a little bit? Like, he's getting all the chips and all the attention and stuff. Like, they talked about this last year in Tennessee when he got chipped a bunch. Like, D'Amico, there's got to be something you can do schematically to help the best player out in the league, or are you just relying on him making you look good? I think those are 2 things right there. I'm a little concerned about the Bosa factor.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I actually, for my members, I do a weekly video breakdown, and I wanted to do it on Bosa, but I didn't have the all 22 on the defensive side of the ball. Well, I did get it today, and I went back and I watched the Seattle game just to kind of see what they were doing schematically, why he was taken out of the game. Here's what I saw, Grant. When they got creative with him, which was not very often, so I watched every snap through 3 quarters before the game got crazy. When they got creative with him, they did one of 3 things. They either had him line up on the interior right over a guard.
Sure.
They did the thing where they have 3 defensive linemen to one side and 1 spread out far left on a pass rush.
Seen that a million times.
You've seen that a million times.
Not fooling anyone with that anymore.
Well, here's the thing, though. And then they do stunts. Well, when you look at everything that they did, 4 snaps is all they did creative-wise to change it up. Everything else was straight wide 9, pass rush. Wide 9, pass rush. And I'll tell you this, out of those 4 plays, 2 of them resulted in something very positive, including a Menahu strip sack.
That's what I'm saying.
And it was Bosa that actually pushed him into Menahu. So
I feel like it's on D'Amico. It's on D'Amico, man.
Yeah, I agree.
It's on D'Amico. Like, you're trying to be a head coach right now. If I were an owner, I'd be like, yo, what's up with, how come you can't get Nick Bosa some sacks all of a sudden? Right. And that's on you. Yeah. He's the best player.
Yep.
There's another thing they used to do with him that I thought was great that they haven't done in a while, where they have him standing up like a middle linebacker over the center. And that way, you don't know which side he's going to go to. He's not declaring a gap, anything. And so how do you double team him? And I know it's like he's standing up. He's not in like a 3-point stance. He's not firing off the ball. But still, like, you have the whole the offense on their heels because they don't know where he's going. They've done this before. Why not do this anymore? I almost feel like D'Amico has been coasting the last few weeks because he knows the Niners are playing bad teams and he's got these interviews coming up and he's just kind of been mailing it in. And hopefully this is the week that he brings out all the creativity because it's lacking.
I agree with that. I think D'Amico's creativity is definitely lacking. And a lot of what they were doing early on in the year was showing a lot of like cover 1 or cover 3 and then rolling into cover 6. You're not seeing a lot of that. Not the last few weeks. And it certainly has shown. So I agree. If there's a time to get creative again, it's this week.
Maybe. I mean, the Niners are a very arrogant team, and maybe they've earned it. But I feel like they're thinking, let's not show our good stuff until we have to. Okay, fine. You have to now.
Yeah.
You have to now. Now's the freaking time.